Team, you'll experience some key moments of a Formula 2 season, a thrill-packed racing championship in its own right, and the springboard to Formula 1. At the end of this feeder series, your choice of driver academy and your performance in F2 will determine the terms of the contracts offered by the teams as you embark upon your career in Formula 1 and begin to write your own chapter of motorsport history.
Hey guys, what's going on? Today I am here for my first YouTube video on the Formula 1 career mode. This is going to be episode 1 of a series I'm going to be doing until Formula 1 2020 comes out, and then I'm probably going to be playing quite a lot of the My Team mode. So I'm just going to be choosing a Formula 2 team to begin my Formula 2 career with, after which I believe we will continue to Formula 1. And I'm from the UK, so I want to choose a team from the UK as well. So those two are Arden and Carlin, and I prefer the colours of Arden to the colours of Carlin, so I chose Arden. So now we're going to be choosing our driver academy, which is like the young driver program. So we've got Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Renault and McLaren. And that's going to affect our reputation with the teams when we come to sign a Formula 1 contract. Okay, so we've got the first event of the story mode here, and this is in Catalonia, Barcelona, and we get a mechanical issue, and we have to either cede the position to our teammate Lucas Weber, or deny Weber and pursue our rivalry with Devon Butler. So presumably these choices that we make in these 3 story mode events will affect our reputation and our relationships, I guess, with these other 2 drivers who will progress through to F1 with us.
Arden's new driver really commanding the race here. Devon Butler still ruthlessly giving chase. These 2 have been really scrapping it out for the early wins in the championship. And something's wrong. Butler sees his chance. Some kind of mechanical failure. Picking up speed again. It's unclear what the issue was. Can they still finish this race?
So now, as we begin to take control of the car, I'm going to make the decision to let Weber, my teammate, through, probably on this straight here, and then I'm going to try, I guess, and hold my position as well as possible. So we've had a really bad run through that corner there, and in the end it's actually easier for me to let Weber through in going into the chicane. So I let him through and we progress through the chicane and onto the main straight. And as we move on further down this long straight here, we are actually getting attacked by Nicholas Latifi, who's joining F1 this year, and Luca Giotto, and we are able to keep our car in between them and just make our way through the middle. But Giotto comes back at us, but we are able to get a better run through that long right-hander and get the better of him into the next corner, and hopefully we should be saved until the next straight, because we've only lost top end speed. So we actually were okay in the middle straight, and now as you can see Weber does set the fastest lap, so it probably was the right decision to let him through. So here I'm just asking Jeff, and Giotto gets past, and we make a dive and we run very deep, but we're able to hold position. That might be a little bit illegal, but it's okay because the game didn't say anything. So if we skip to the middle straight now, we've got Giotto coming up behind us and Latifi trying to overtake Giotto here. So we're stuck in the middle of them, and we're gonna double lock up, and Giotto gets squeezed on the apex, but is able to hold position from Latifi, who would have had to go around the outside. but now we're going to be in the final sector. Hopefully we can get a good run through the chicane, and we did, in fact. And now we're on to the end of the final lap. As you can see, Devon Butler, our rival, wins the race. Lucas Weber sets another fastest lap. He's now in 4th. He's actually overtaken George Russell for 4th place. So hopefully that should help Arden and my team in the constructors, and also we've been able to keep 6th away from Latifi and Giotto, who were really hounding me towards the end of that sort of 4-lap stint of driving there.
Brilliant stuff from Carlin today. What a superb victory. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
I think what won them the race was their ability to adapt. At every point, they delivered what was needed. They were calm and steady when they needed to be, but they were ruthless and aggressive when it was demanded of them. There wasn't anything out there that they weren't prepared to handle. Let's see if they can keep it up this season.
As we can see, it's time for the podium, and I can see the Carlin team underneath our commentary box going crazy as their driver walks out. It was a great win, and it means a great deal to this team.
On the podium celebration here, our rival Devon Butler wins the race. His Carlin teammate Lando Norris is in 3rd, with Alexander Albon, the tie-Brit driver for Dams, placing 2nd.
And now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Devon Butler, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Well, after a drive like that, it's got to be Alessio Lorandi. Very clean, very smooth. I can be really pleased with that one.
So, from the looks of what we got here, I think we're going to have an interview here. So we've got to answer some questions, and hopefully we can get some reputation increase, maybe?
There you are. That was an exciting race. It definitely got people talking about you, which means I was able to secure a quick interview.
Okay, we're all set over here.
Just a minute. Remember, anything you say to the press can go very, very public. So be relaxed, but also be conscious of what you're saying and how it might come across to other people, okay? I think we're ready.
Great. So Emma keeps telling me you're the one to watch this season. If that's true, you'll be doing plenty of these. Just remember, be yourself. And the more you can give me, the better this will go. Right, stand here. Turn a little this way for me. Perfect. Ready? An exciting race today. Let's get your perspective. So you and Lucas are new to the team. How are you settling
So Claire's
in?
asked me how I'm settling into the team. So I'm saying I'm going to try and get some sportsmanship. So saying that
Okay,
Lucas
so
is
how
a
did
good
you feel
driver.
about being ordered to give up the position to Lucas?
I gave up the position, and it was for the team.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Hey, look, I know that wasn't easy letting me pass, but it was the right choice. It was good driving.
Yeah, that's how I'd describe it, mate. Just good, not great. 1 in 6. 1 in 6 makes the leap to F1. The other 5 are still watching their less talented teammates collect all their points. Shame, really. A lot of great drivers never get their chance because they do it all for the team.
Those teams got us here.
Yeah, but it's the drivers that take the risk. We should get the rewards. You ever won a race in F1? That's how winners think.
And remind me, how many F1 races have you won?
You watch this space. At the end of this championship, I'll be the one lifting the trophy, and I won't use my teammates to nick the podium.
Okay, I'm out. You believe what you want, Devon, but it's still early days.
He's either very clever or you're just a pushover. You really think if the situation was reversed, he'd do the same for you? You want to start looking out for yourself. No one else will.
So now, after that conversation with that I don't even know. We're moving on to the second scenario, where we've had contact with Devon Butler, and after both of our pit stops and his penalty, we are back within range and we have to catch him in the dying laps of the race.
Look at them go! Devon Butler locked in wheel-to-wheel racing with his championship rival, desperate to shut them down and stop them getting past. And there's contact! Butler simply left them nowhere to go. There was just no way for them to have avoided that. And look, there's significant damage. Not sure if that was down to recklessness or sheer aggression, but I'm sure the stewards are going to have something to say very shortly.
So now, as we're about to take back control of the car, we're out in 11th place and we already actually have the fastest lap. We're behind Makino in the Russian time, that is, and we are on new tyres and we've got to catch him. So as we skip forward to the end of this same lap, we've already caught up the 3-second gap that Makino had on us and set 2 purple sectors. Now coming into the first corner, we've got DRS. We're going to try and get a nice exit so we can try and get him into the next corner. Lucas Weber, our teammate, who's actually behind us, I saw earlier on the mini-map, sets the fastest lap. Hopefully we can beat that. We go up the inside into turn 3 because of the kink in the straight, and we've passed Makino, and we're going to be pushing on to try and catch George Russell. It is next. Jeff has been telling me that Devon is in 8th after George Russell. So as we move on, we set the fastest lap of the race, a 16.7, over 2 seconds faster than our previous fastest lap. And now moving on to lap 38 with 2 laps remaining, not including this one. We've nearly caught fully up to George Russell. We're probably just over a second behind him, maybe even less. And you can see just in the distance there, that is Devon Butler and Luca Giotto in his Campos, fighting for 7th place. Now, actually, I believe it is Luca Giotto, although don't quote me on that. So as we come through this middle sector and now we're onto the final sector, we're probably going to be lining George Russell up for a move into turn 1, and we're going to be trying to go around the outside. Yes, sorry, it is Mary, but we'd go around the outside of George Russell into turn 1. And now we've got DRS on Devon Butler, our rival, who the objective of this race is to catch up that he crashed into. And we brake very late, we double lock up when we go very deep, but we've got a much better exit. It's similar to the move Devon Butler pulled on us in the cutscene earlier, and we're past him. So now I'm probably going to be looking to put Mary behind me to aim and get another car, in between myself and Devon Butler. So now moving on to the end of the same lap 39. We cut the corner in the penultimate corner a little bit. We don't get any warnings for it though, and we get squeezed off by Mary, and we're going to have to have another try later on in the lap. We've got DRS though. As you can see, George Russell and Devon Butler are pushed straight to the pit wall there, with them going side by side down this straight. And we're going to aim to get past Mary into this corner in the same way we did on Devon Butler. This time we go deep again, more on purpose this time though, but it doesn't work out as well. As you can see, we don't get that good of an exit, but now going on further down this straight, we're going to try and go round the outside of turn 4. Is that turn 4? Yeah, turn 4. And as you can see, Mary is still there, and we're going to actually back out as we go into the first one. Oh no, we're going to keep in there, and we're going to go as we get into the final sector. We're going to leave him room on the inside, and he's going to squeeze us out nearly onto the gravel. And as we pull through into the last couple of corners, I'm looking to try and get a couple extra points to help with the championship fight. And we go up the inside into the final corner. That was a little bit aggressive, a little bit argy-bargy. We got the elbows out a little bit, but we were able to get the place and come in 7th position.
So another fantastic victory for Carlin today. So, Davide, what did you make of that?
Well, it was a bit of a roller coaster, I think. There will be a lot of cheering for today's win. Frankly, I'm amazed that Devon Butler only received a penalty for that collision early. But watching the rival he knocked out actually come back and beat him, that made this whole race worthwhile for me.
And there you have it, today's winners. Having raised some of the biggest names in F1 to date, Carlin have once again shown their expertise when it comes to recruiting new talent. No doubt today's winners have a bright future ahead of them. They certainly deserve it after today's performance.
So Carlin has won the race again. That cannot be good for the Constructors' Championship. Nick De Vries has taken second in his Prema, with Artem Markelov in his Russian time coming in 3rd place.
After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the driver's table. The gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race for our championship leader. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Lando Norris. One of the best things about Formula 2 is watching these young drivers grow and mature, and it feels like his career took a big step forward today.
As you can see here, we are in 2nd in the drivers, just behind Devon Butler, and we were in 2nd in the constructors, just behind Carlin. So now we've got some interview questions. So we got the place back from Devon Butler. Yes, we did.
Lucas have been picking up a lot of points recently. What do you think of your championship chances?
We've been carrying a lot of momentum, and that's pleasing.
Appreciate your time.
I was looking for you. Well, what can I say? I guess there's no other way to put this, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ever giving you the common respect that all races deserve, because you don't deserve it, neither of you do. That was the dirtiest driving I've ever seen.
Ridiculous.
Exactly. I'm taking my line and I get smashed into? I'm fine, by the way, thanks for asking. And then I'm penalized for the privilege.
You're unbelievable. You deserved every second of that penalty, maybe more. I mean, aside from trashing the car, did you ever stop to think that maybe someone could get hurt?
Yeah.
Me? Fine. But winning at any cost is your strategy, not ours. You better watch yourself.
Whatever.
Don't let him get in your head. He knows you're a better driver. So, on the track, stay away from him. He will try to force you into contact. That's how he wins, yeah? Let's get ready for the press briefing.
So I think we're going to move on to the 3rd and final scenario now, and we are tied on points with Devon Butler entering the final sprint race of the season in Abu Dhabi, and we just have to come in the top 8 and claim more points than him to win. So we're starting the race now. We're on to 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we're off. We've got Norris in 7th, Russell in 6th, Weber in 5th, and Butler is dropping down the places. Our teammate gets ahead of him. We're going to make a move up the inside. Aitken comes from miles back to get ahead of us. We make some contact, but in all the midst of that, we're up into 6th place from 8th, and now we're trying to go up inside of our teammate. I think we're ahead of Norris, Russell, and Butler. Those are the positions we've gained. We're going to go around the outside of Weber into the chicane here. We're going to get the move done. Now we're onto the big long straight. in the middle sector of this lap, and Weber is closing up on us rapidly. We're going to lock the front left. We go tight, very tight on the line, lucky not to get a corner cutting warning at all, and we go wide on exit. We haven't got a good exit, but I don't think Weber has got the speed to come back at us. Now moving on to lap 2, we're going to go into the penultimate corner, and Weber makes a move up the inside. We've actually got George Russell in 7th, and then it's actually Lando Norris in 8th, and Butler is down in 9th. Weber does get the position on us, and we're going to have to settle for 6th. I was really struggling this race. I didn't have any pace. Weber, as you'll see in the next clip, gets away from us a lot. Yeah, as you can see, we're moving on to lap 8 now, and we've actually got Norris has got ahead of us on the straight, and we're trying to hold off Russell, who's in 8th, who's dropped behind Norris. And now again, moving another 3 laps, Russell has done the exact same thing Norris has, and we've got Devon Butler now we're fighting with for 8th place, the final points playing position in this sprint race. We've got to be careful not to get any more warnings. We've actually got both of our 2 warnings before we can get a penalty already, and we're we're about halfway through this race. We move through to the hotel section. We see Lucas Weber has set the fastest lap as we run wide. Now moving on to lap 12, Devon Butler is trying to come around our outside, and Russell is already getting away from us. He's probably about a couple seconds ahead, but we've actually squeezed off Devon Butler, but he's probably going to come back at us down this second long back straight. Yes, he is. He's trying to go round to the outside. We actually got Delatraz just behind us as well. We hold position though, and we squeeze Butler out, and this actually allows Delatraz to get his position to get back into 9th, and now we're fighting with Delatraz for 8th and not Butler. So now moving on to lap 15, Delatraz is coming back at us, but Nicholas Latifi, who's running in 2nd place for Dams, is out of the race. That's actually a really good thing for us, because now we don't have to worry so much about fighting with Delatraz for 8th, because that will be 7th. So now on this straight, you're going to be able to see Nicholas Latifi parked up on the side here. We actually can't overtake Delatraz because it's yellow flags, and we actually get an invalid illegal overtake, so we have to let Delatraz back through by running wide through the chicane, and he actually gets through, and we can't get him back. So now we're fighting yet again with Devon Butler for the final points playing position for these last 8 laps. As you can see, Alexander Albon is leading with Nick De Vries in 2nd and Lucas Weber, our teammate, in 3rd, hopefully trying to get extra points for Arden. Now Devon Butler has overtaken us for 8th place. We're coming back at him into the chicane, and he's actually going to get a good exit, and we're actually stuck out on the curb, but we're going to have DRS to try and fight back, and Slipstream. Markelov is trying to overtake us, but we should be able to hold that. We push, and we actually tap Devon Butler as he moved a little bit in the braking zone, and we actually have to push him wide because of that, because we actually tapped his back wheel, and because he moved a little bit. We get a warning for a collision with Devon, but I'm not going to worry about that because we're okay, and we actually have not had any issues with that yet. Now moving on to lap 19, we're coming through the first sector, and I checked my tyre graph, and as you can see, my front tyres are absolutely screaming. We have the left tyres on 72, and then moving another couple laps, we've got the front right tyre on 81 and the left tyre in the 70s. And Devon Butler, now Roberto Meri, who's overtaken Devon Butler, our rival from Austria actually, who we were fighting. So it shows that the pace is similar for all of us. He's come back at us, but we should be okay. He might come back at us into this. No, we're coming round the final corner of the second last lap. Devon Butler has got past Meri. I think we squeezed him out a little bit, but we actually run wide into turn 1. And Devon Butler is able to get past us. So in the first sector, as we ride on board into the middle chicane, as we miss the hairpin, we were able to get alongside Devon Butler along the straight and get DRS, and we were able to stay ahead, just cutting him off at the end of the chicane there and moving ahead of him in order to take 8th place away from him. As we move into the hotel section now, I'm checking the tyres, 86% and 73. Alex Albon has won the race 4 downs, but that does not matter to me. I am just coming through the last few corners in the hotel section, and I am not worried at all because I know that these final 2 corners aren't really an overtaking zone, but we do actually run wide into the penultimate corner. We're able to keep it in a straight line, and we come around the final couple of corners and we make it across the line in 8th place to take a single point, and that makes us Formula 2 World Championship, taking the title ahead of Devon Butler, our rival throughout this season.
Over the years to witness a number of great sporting events, and here's another to add to that prestigious list. It's the ultimate dream for any racing driver. We have a new Formula 2 World Champion. So another fantastic victory for Dams today. Talk to me, Davide. Was it everything you hoped for?
Everything and more. He had it all. The rival, the tension, the excitement. These 2 drivers have been locked in fierce competition all season. And to see it comes down to head-to-head battle for the line like this, well, this kind of things doesn't happen very often. Devon put in a good performance throughout the championship, but today the accolade goes to his rival and the new Formula 2 champion.
There you have it. We are the Formula 2 World Champion. Hopefully this will affect my reputation with some teams, and hopefully this will help me get signed by some top teams.
That result also seals the Formula 2 World Championship title. Congratulations to our winner after an incredible season. We see a new name at the top of the championship table as we reach the end of the race weekend. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Luis de Letras. He was just perfect in conserving the tires and made the difference at the end.
And what a season it has been for Arden, who reached the pinnacle of greatness here today by finally claiming the team's championship title. And after all that excitement, I think it's time for a lie down. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
Now we have fully got the results in writing. We've won the championship by 1 point and 10 points to my teammate Lucas Weber. We've beaten Carlin by 48 points, nearly 50 points. And now, since we are the World Championship, we're probably going to have to do a lengthy interview with Claire.
Congratulations, you must be thrilled. Wow, you're the driver's champion. How does it feel?
So Claire, that it feels great, and I'm trying to be sporting to my rivals.
So that was a thrilling end to the season. How was the race for you?
So that was a really tough race for me, but I decided to say that the team really pulled together to help, and even though I'm leaving Arden, they're still a great team.
Of a possible future for you in Formula 1. Care to comment?
Finally, I decided to tell Claire that
Great.
I haven't made
That's
any
everything.
decisions towards any teams in Formula 1.
Congratulations, mate. F2 champion.
Hey, congratulations. Enjoy it, because it's the last time it will ever happen.
Devon, it's okay to be upset. You came very close.
Yeah, we know things would have turned out very differently if I didn't get slapped with that ridiculous penalty.
What is it with you and complaining?
Look, somehow you managed to do a lot of things right today. That's great. You needed the win, I didn't. For me, this was always just a stepping stone to F1. Oh, you two. You got your work cut out for you now that I'm gone. See, you're going to have to prove to everyone it was more than just luck that got you here.
Sure. Winning one race is luck. Winning the championship is talent.
Really? Next time you use that incredible talent to ram into someone and steal all their points, remember they won't be as forgiving as I am. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I've got to run. Things to sign, important paperwork and all that. I'm sure you understand. Ciao!
So, with this big win, you're going to be getting a lot of interest. All I can say is choose wisely, or else you might end up with someone like Devon as your teammate. Come on, let's go celebrate.
Now, it looks like we're going to have to choose our Formula 1 team. And we're going to have a talk with Emma about which team to choose. Hopefully, the young driver program that we chose will affect our reputation. And I actually chose the Mercedes drive program because I thought that I wanted to drive for either Racing Point or Williams. Now, I don't know if there are restrictions to which ones we can choose. Like, for example, Ferrari won't accept us.
Take a seat. It's time we had the big conversation about your next move. Your performance at the F2 Championships last year got you a lot of attention from the Formula 1 teams. Some of it more positive than others. I'm not so concerned with who does or doesn't like you. You'll have plenty of time to win the doubters over. But I am concerned with our choices. They're narrowing as we haven't shown commitment to anyone. Now, as your agent, my advice is to make your decision now. We can worry about comfort and finer points further down the line. I need you to review these. You've earned every single one of these proposals. So take your time, have a read through, and don't get too hung up on specifics. Let's get you a Formula 1 seat.
Anyway guys, thank you so much for sticking to the end and watching the video. Hit the subscribe and the like button if you liked it, and you will find out which team I decided to go for, Racing Point or Williams, next video. Goodbye for now.